welcome you guys. As you come in, I've got a little challenge for you. Um, in your respectable modeling software, so if you have Onshape or Inventor, make 3 extrusions that equal as close to 6 inches cubed as possible.
And 6 inches cubed means 6 inches in all directions.
No, just the volume is 6 inches cubed. So you guys know, you should know how to check your volume now on Onshape.
We do that on Onshape or Inventor.
You can choose which one you want to do it on.
We're supposed to turn it in or just do it.
No, just hang out, like get it done, and then I'll have you share your screen if you get it, and I'll give extra credit for those of you guys who get it. As close to 6 inches cubed as possible.
I'm on my, the school piece, the school computer. How much
Oh, I don't know. You could a kid this morning shared. He turned his computer and showed me the screen of the other one. We can figure out a way. You choose which one you want to do it on, and then if you get it, I will figure out a way to see it. All right, so those of you guys who just came in, I have a little extra credit challenge for you. If you open uh, your modeling software, so you can either use Inventor or Onshape, make a shape that has 3 extrusions that is as close to a volume of 6 inches cubed as possible. What are you talking about, Miles? It's right here. So you just open your modeling software, make 3 extrusions that equal as close to 6 inches cubed as possible. Onshape got updated. Does it look different now? Oh, hmm. Mine didn't turn green. Hey, Christian, at the top of yours, like at your web page, does it say CAD.onshape or does it say JEL.onshape? Huh, that's weird.
Mine's green too, and it's CAD.onshape for me as well.
Yeah, see, I have some that are green, but like mine's still blue. They did just get bought by another company. So I wonder if it's just changing over slowly. Interesting. I hope it works the same. All right. Does anyone think that they've got the challenge done? Anyone got it?
I do.
All right, Jaden, how are we going to share? Can you like put your camera and turn it towards the screen that you've got it on, or did you do it on Onshape? All right, hold on. Let me see if I can make this larger. Oh wait, it's got to be, is it 3 extrusions?
3 extrusions?
Yeah, it's got to be 3 different extrusions.
Okay.
Sorry. All right, one, do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
I gotta stop sharing. Okay, go ahead. All right, 3, and show us the properties.
So I like did that.
Okay,
Um,
so if you close that, click the scale down at the bottom and show me the properties on that. Yep, it's right at 6. Good job.
thanks.
All right, little problem solving there. Um, anyone else think they have it? Anybody? All right. So the first person I helped today, they did it, or they did this really nice dog paw like cut out of the side of a cube, and I was like, oh cool. And how big's your cube? And they said it's 4 inches. And I said, oh, that's too big. So their volume was too large, and then they went to shrink it down and they had a bunch of problems with it shrinking. So Um, hopefully Onshape is open because we're going to use it today. And that, you know, keeping track of your volume, if you have no idea how to do that, that's something we've been learning, and we need to master that skill. So, all right, today's video is a student submission. Got to get through the ad first. 2, 1. All right, so it's kind of funny because I think this makes me sound old a little bit, but I think the rate that technology is happening is pretty crazy, and even then it changes so much that I feel like sometimes something that we think is going to be awesome, by the time it's actually developed, it's already, there's something better. But ever since I was a kid, I always thought, oh, flying cars are going to come around. I also thought video phones were a thing of the future, and now we have FaceTime, which is back in the day that was unheard of to have those kind of data rates. But this is a company out of Japan, and check out what they're making. Sorry. I didn't share my screen, so give me a second. All right, here we go. All right. So, flying cars. In the chat, what could possibly go wrong? Right? Is this in our future or no? What do you think? Write something in the chat. Contribute. What does your license look like for a flying car?
Maybe they might combine with Google and make a flying car that drives itself.
True. I could see that. Or Tesla. I think Tesla's kind of, aren't they like right at the, they think they're like at the closest point right now of having driverless cars? Or at least Elon Musk thinks he is.
They have it's called what is sorry, hold on a second. I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. It completely just slipped my mind.
Oh. Yeah, it's I think
Oh yeah, the license plate could be a barcode instead of an actual thing, so they can just scan it instead of having to get close enough to see it.
yeah, like an RFID. What happens if your car breaks down when you're flying?
You crash.
Yeah, you gotta fall down.
I heard I heard flying cars either they don't follow the ground rules, but they do follow the air rules, or the other way around.
Yeah, I think that's what, like, I listened to something about that, Victor, with the jet packs, and they were saying like they would have to get a pilot's license to fly, and that just seems like a lot. It was really hard to get a motorcycle license, much less a flying license. But would traffic be as much of an issue? Because you're no longer on a single plane. Like once you're flying, everyone's like above and below each other. You know, the chances of hitting someone would be less likely, I think. Maybe more likely. I'm not sure. I don't know the answer to that. So I think it's interesting. Like, yeah, it sounds great, flying cars, but then you start to think about it, be like, man, maybe I like the 4 rubber tires on the ground. Maybe I'll let everyone else fly, and then there'll be less people on the road. But then they might be falling down onto the roads. And what's that like if your house is a straight line from someone to their work and they fly over your house every single day? It's another thing to think about. All right, so thank you for your discussions on that. I think you guys do such a better job than my other class on contributing, and I do appreciate that. It gives me a little boost to my day. So today we're gonna summate this whole design process, and we're gonna create a solution to a problem. So if you guys haven't been checking your feedback on the assignments, I have been giving you feedback. I've been trying to grade them as fast as they come in. Second year, I'm sorry, you guys get I try and grade the first years first. But I'm trying to keep those graded so you guys don't make a mistake on the second one. Now, if you guys aren't looking at your feedback and you're continuing to work on, you might be going in the wrong direction. So there are some things that I've seen, like as I start to look at some of the newer assignments, there are people that are making, like when they choose the best idea, they're just going through it even though it doesn't make sense, and they skipped this one, or they didn't have 3 concepts to vote on for this one. And then the construct, test, and improve, I'm not really seeing what I wanted out of that. So that's, make sure you're reading your feedback. If I take the time to grade stuff, if I give you a good grade on it, then you're good to move on. But if I'm taking points off or not sharing stuff, like there was a couple people that didn't share it, so I didn't even get to look at it. So make sure you're sharing things.
How do you see if you give us feedback? Will it be
It's
like,
on your grade. So like, unfortunately, I can't show it like a student, but like you guys will have, like for the individual assignment, or when you go to your grades, you guys should see something that like, there's like a little speech bubble. Let me see if I can do this and model it. If I go to student view, I just don't know if I have anything. So when you click on assignments or grades, I'm sorry, you click on grades, and does it give you a notification that you got something returned or something got graded? Can anyone share that with me?
I don't get messages like that.
Okay. So if you click on grades, there's a little speech bubble.
You're supposed to go. Wait, you're supposed to go to inbox, and then there'll be a down arrow, and then you read submission comment.
All right. So it's in your mailbox, Lena?
Yeah.
I checked my inbox and it's not there. Like, I haven't got any things from there.
Yeah, so here is, I didn't know that either, Lena, and I'll look into that. But on if you go to your grades, Josh, and then the place where you have the little speech bubbles, like those are comments that I gave. So on my, I mean, this isn't, so like here, I said, hey, that was cool, or I didn't have access to this. Can you please resubmit it once you share it with me properly? So I know there's a couple in there right now that I did not have access to them. I think Christian and Bo, make sure you check those.
Okay.
Um, so try that out, Josh, and if you don't find it, let's meet in a breakout room and you can share your screen and I'll show you how to find them.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So we're going to continue working. I do want to show a couple things. I did do some little data mining. Let's I guess we can look at it here. So construct and test last class, we did that, and I had a couple people that were like, I couldn't finish this, but I gave you guys 20 minutes to write your write-up, and I had 16 people complete it out of 32, and second year I had 4. So I know I rushed some of you to get into that, but it is something that you need to get done and you need to get feedback. Like putting on there, I didn't get any feedback on a question that says, show this to someone and explain it to them and get feedback. That does not get you points for the assignment. Just letting you know that. Like you still have to do the assignment. So I tried to let you guys do it just in class the other day, where you just write what it is that you want to show, and then we shared it. We put you guys in breakout rooms and you shared it. And then that, people didn't do it. So I was expecting a lot higher people turning that in last time. I wanted to share one with you just to show like this one really met my expectations, and I think that they got exactly what I wanted out of this. So I'm going to read the paragraph. So their description was, my idea includes a PS4, PS5 controller in different parts of the controller representing a focal point. The bottom left side of the controller will have an NBA 2K logo representing a video game. The bottom right side of the controller will have a Netflix symbol or a movie director cut, the little board, I think that's what they're talking about. The top left corner of the controller will show pizza representing food. So I'm seeing that like maybe they're taking the buttons and like changing it to like represent food. The left bumper will represent a basketball for sports in the NBA. The left mid area will have a music mic representing music. The right midsection will also represent music by showing a music logo. And the midsection of the controller will represent dancing by showing the video game Just Dance logo. I really thought, like, I have an idea. I have a picture of what this is going to look like in my head. So this I thought was a really good description. It sells it well. And then they shared this with their group members yesterday, and they said that a person put a basketball on both of the bumper sticks instead of one. So that was, decent feedback if you just had an empty bumper sticker. And he said he was surprised that they gave a good idea, and they gave some other ideas. And so then he said, I'm going to change how I'm going to represent basketball by adding more basketballs and a net or rim. So this is, I feel like whoever did this really benefited from the assignment. And also this part is part of your final submission. So if he doesn't change too much, he could use this as his final submission as well. So this is like a work for this. I got a lot of other stuff. Some people wrote one sentence describing their keepsake. That doesn't describe anything. Okay. I gave you guys 20 minutes to do this, to write this first part, and then we spent more class doing these last 3 parts. He didn't have to write much for the last 3 parts. So good job on this one. And if you guys got feedback on this, go ahead and change it. And there were some other good ones that got turned in. But that was for the construct, test, and improve. Develop solution we went over last time. You guys are just making a step, like for each part of your focal point, how are you showing it, and you're naming the feature. So that has a template as well. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. I had a couple people turn that in, but not that many. So that is due as well. And the last part, I want to talk about your final submission, like the last thing that you're turning in. So after completing everything, so you need to do all the other parts first. You can't skip around. All right, create a Google Doc, create a title for it. So you guys got to come up with some fun name for this. Screenshot from multiple angles, so rotate it around, so you can see, so we can see all the sides. And then you're going to write 2 paragraphs about it, a reflection. Paragraph 1, how does this represent your family and friends? So exactly like he did in that thing, he talked about the different focal points, how it represents stuff. So you should at least mention the 5 focal points in there and how it shows that. Like it could be something as simple as, I made the controller orange because I really like fall time. Me and my family go outside more in the fall than any other time. Sure, that's a stretch, but it works. Okay, and then paragraph 2, I want to hear about you, how you think it turned out. So this is a paragraph. Be descriptive and reflective, like go into each part. I think this works. I think this didn't. I gave you some questions. Does it represent what you wanted it to? What would have changed? What did you learn? What was challenging? And what are you proud of? Your final one, I do want a PDF. So go to File, Download PDF, and turn that in, and hopefully you enjoy your last or you enjoy this project and you walk away with something that you're proud of. Any questions about the final submission? Does it seem pretty straightforward? Okay, Juan said yes. All right, I got some thumbs up, so I appreciate the thumbs up letting me know that it looks good. And these are due tomorrow, but I realize like this is rushed, okay? Sending school kids, you've got your last day with me is tomorrow because I think you have your own finals week. And so I'm just kind of reserving finals week for catching up. So yeah. Let me ask a question. Miles or Gage, when you guys turn in your Google Docs, are you doing the URL? Or are you doing it from the Google Drive?
I do it from Google Drive.
So you do like that thing where it says the Google Drive tab and turn it in?
Yeah.
Does that change your sharing permissions automatically?
I'm not really sure. It just kind of puts in the URL of the document, but it says like that I can't see what I turned in, but like I'm not sure.
So, but like you don't have to go into the document and change like that it's shared, or do you?
No.
Huh. Okay, because you guys, I did have an error from Miles, Lena, and Gage that there was like a bad authentication thing, but then it ended up working later. But
I saw that too.
yeah,
Me too.
they sent a message out that like there's something going on with Canvas Google Drive, but I kind of think that that is a better way of submitting things than the way we've been doing it. So, because it opens in the window and then I don't have to open a new tab. But we'll work on that. Keep doing it the way that it's comfortable. And all right, let's move on. So I'm trying now to incorporate some breaks into class. So I've kind of been talking at you guys for about 30 minutes. So what I would like for you guys to do is open this Google Doc, the check-in. Okay. I'm going to put it in the chat. And we'll do this, and then I'm going to let you guys take a little break.
Hey, for the final project, do we have to turn it on a Google Doc or can we do a Word document?
A PDF. So for the final, I want a PDF.
So I know how to like make a copy of like one of those things you send us, but I don't really know how to like start from scratch, like just making one.
So you can just download it at the bottom. Hold on, let me finish writing this out. So in so I'm gonna do a demonstration on Onshape, and I guess I'll do one. I'll show some stuff in Inventor as well if second year kids need it. But during this Onshape thing is your final project. So I am going to draw the line on like going into, you know, a private help session and literally telling you guys where to click. So part of your assessment is that you've learned how to use Onshape. All right, I'm giving tons of resources. So what are some things you want to see? And I'm going to record it while I'm doing it, and then I will share the video with you guys. So go ahead, put in here what are some things that you want to see on Onshape. The link is in the chat. Go ahead and type that in. And Victor, if you check out my screen right now, any Google Doc that you do, you can click on File, Download, and you'll download a PDF of it. And then you can turn it in.
Right, but when I type in Google Docs or whatever, I press on the thing. I guess go to
You
yeah, I
have to
think I have.
create it. Can you not get into a Google Doc?
I think I got it figured out. Hang on.
Okay. Josh, you might have me stumped. I might have to spend our break figuring out how to rotate an inserted image. I have not, I don't know how that works yet. All right, got a couple people that loft tool, volume, mirror tool, and images. Images are a good one to show that.
Mr. Devlin,
Yes.
is this supposed to be like what we want you to demonstrate for us, or will we?
Yes. Yeah, what you guys would like to see demonstrated. For Inventor, I might have to do a separate one. I don't know how well. My computer is having a really hard time running Zoom and anything. So I hope Inventor will work, but we'll try. Anything else? You guys have showing volume, loft tool, eye properties. That's an Inventor thing. The mirror tool. Anything else? You guys are easy. You want anything scene created? Like, there you go. Thank you, Lena. I was waiting for that. All right. Let's do this. It is 1:22. Let's do like a 5-minute break. Okay, so get up, stretch a little bit, get a bit of water, whatever you need to do, and come back at 1:27. All right. Yes. Thank you, Lena. If you guys could send me a message saying you're here, or give me a thumbs up on the video. Thank you. All right. I spent the whole time figuring out how to rotate an image. That was not super easy, but I hope it'll work when I show it in class. So what I'm doing, I'm recording the class right now. So I'm going to share my Onshape screen, and then I'm going to post our class, and I'll tell you what time the actual demonstration starts at. So we'll do that. So I opened an Onshape document for you guys called demos, and what I did was I already created a shape in here, but I'm going to do it again because I wanted to, the cube that is exactly, or that's close to 6 inches cubed is actually 1.8 by 1.8 by 1.8. So how I modeled this so the origin is in the center. So I'm going to show you guys how to model this so the origin stays in the center with some different tools. So to check properties, that was the first question we had. All right, so in here was how to check volume, and so on here you click the scales. So there's these little mass property scales down here, like the scales of justice that are tipped, and then this comes up and it says mass properties. And what you got to do is there's the blue box. So the blue box always means Onshape wants something from you, and it says parts to measure. So you click on the part, and you get 5.832 is the volume. So that's how you find your volume. All right. Questions on that? All right. So I'm going to delete this and delete the sketch. Okay, so we're going to start, and I'm going to recommend to you guys that you start with a basic shape. Okay, if you start with a weird sketch and you make it, it gets a little bit more difficult, and I'll kind of show why. AM didn't get this today because I realized it was too challenging, so you guys are lucky on that one. So right now, sketch plane, I'm going to choose the front sketch plane. And this is a new tool that I've been using. If you have a mouse and you hold the right click and say view normal to sketch plane, it'll rotate your sketch plane so you're looking at it from the front. For whatever reason, that went to the back. You want to make sure your letters are facing you. Okay, so if I'm going to make a cube that's 1.8 by 1.8 by 1.8, I'm going to go, instead of using this center point or the corner rectangle that we always use, that video showed the center point in developed skills. So I'm going to start at the center. I'm going to find my origin first, and I'm going to make a square. Now, right now it's not dimensioned. It's actually 3.5 inches across, which is way too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the equal constraint, and I'm going to make them equal because I'm making a cube. If you're not making them equal, you don't have to use this. And then I'm going to take my dimension tool, and I'm going to make this 1.8. All right, so now I've got a square, a 1.8 by 1.8 square. I'm going to extrude it. So I click inside my square, and I'm going to put 1.8. Now, one thing that happens here is as I extrude this, it's going out from one side. I can also do this symmetrically, so it splits the 1.8 at the plane in the middle. So I can click the check, and now I have a cube that's directly in the middle. All right. So let's see, what image should I sketch on here? What image should I put on the cube?
A paintbrush.
All right, cool. Thank you. That's not a super hard one. Yes, let's do a paintbrush. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up, and you guys should have these already. So I'm going to do paintbrush, outline, simple. I'm going to put some words in that are going to help me find a nice, easy paintbrush. And I've got a couple here that look pretty nice. So I'm just going to grab this one, all right, and I'm going to right click on it and do save image as. Okay, now when I get here, I don't know if you guys can see my window that I saved, but there's a save as type. There's a save as type thing. If it's not a JPEG or a PNG, it's not going to work. So I'm going to save this as paintbrush, and I've got a folder that I created on my desktop called demo pictures. So I'm going to save it in there so I know where to find it. Now I go back to Onshape. All right, I'm going to put this paintbrush sticking out of the side of my cube. So I'm going to sketch on the cube. So I clicked the sketch and I clicked on the cube. Again, view normal to sketch plane, so it goes down here. Now I'm going to put that paintbrush on there. So to put an image in, you guys have this area where it says insert DXF. So I'm going to insert my image. And down here you click import. And now you've got to find your picture. So I click paintbrush. It's going to say that it uploaded. And then I get a paintbrush right here. And my screen says draw image rectangle. So you click once and click again and just get your rectangle out there. Okay, and then we'll worry about rotating it and sizing it and everything like that.
Mr.
All right?
Devin,
Yes.
you do that again. On my side, the screen froze for a second.
Okay. Yeah. Let's put it in one more time. So you click on the image, and then you got to click import. You find the image that you want to put in there. Click open. It will load up here. You click on it, and then that window goes away, and you just draw a rectangle, and your image shows up. All right. So now comes the time when you can rotate it. So Josh, here you go. You ready? All right. There are constraints on this one line. And so what this is this constraint right here shows that it is a horizontal line. So what you do is you want to highlight this and press the delete or backspace button, and now you're able to rotate this. Okay? So if you want to rotate it 90 degrees, you can go up here to the constraints, and let's say vertical, and I want to make this a vertical line instead, and it should flip over. Okay? Now, if I want to rotate it like an angle, okay, it's a little bit more complicated. They don't have, because whoever made Onshape, they haven't developed like a rotate tool. So you fix one corner. So this is the fix. Press escape to get out of the fix, and then you can grab another corner and you can rotate it and size it. All right, Miles is on it. And then you could delete the fix, and now you should be able to drag this like on top of your shape, get it where you want it to. You can also dimension these, so like you can dimension these lines. Let's say we want it to be just a little bit bigger. And then, or I think when you fix it, you can drag it, but it's just kind of difficult to do. So now that I have the image in there, I'm going to do some extruding. So I'm going to grab my line tool or my spline tool, and I'm just going to trace this out. And the closer you get, the easier this stuff is. Remember, we're beginners, so we're not beating ourselves up too bad. Okay. We draw a line across. If I want to move individual points, I can press escape and drag them around. But now I've got a straight line, so I'm going to go here. And then here.
Mr. Dublin,
Yes.
on my Onshape, there where you put insert image, there's no like button that says import at the bottom of the tab.
Okay, so you got to zoom out a little bit. So do you have a mouse?
Yeah.
All right, so if you hold control and roll your mouse wheel, but you've got to go out to the menu. You can't do this inside. You hold control, and if you zoom your screen out, it should pop up.
All right, that's it now. Thanks.
Yep. All right, so now I'm going to do the paintbrush, the tip. I'm working my way around. And I've got to make sure that I'm making a complete shape. And again, no one's going to see the original image, so if it's not perfect, don't beat yourself up. So now we've got our paintbrush outlined. So I'm going to extrude it. And I click on the ones that I want to extrude. But right now, I want to make these different. So I want to make the little part that holds the brush tip together. I want to make that a little bit different. So I'm going to do 0.1, something really small for popping out. Press enter and it should show it. And here, make sure that you're clicking add, otherwise you're going to get more parts. Okay, so now I've got this. It's not really my whole paintbrush. So I'm going to unclick the sketch. I'm going to extrude this part. And I want this to just stick out a little bit more, so I'm going to make it 0.11. And click the check. And now it just has that little bit of detail, so it sticks out a little bit more. I'll turn my sketch back off, and I've got a paintbrush on the side of my cube. All right. The next thing, we've got a loft tool. I'm going to show the loft tool, and I'm also going to show how to make a Christmas tree real quick. So Christmas tree, in the easiest sense, okay, if I make a sketch, I'm going to sketch the Christmas tree sitting on top of this part. So this might make sense to some of you guys. It might not make sense to everyone. But when you add a new part, it has to be intersecting your old one. Okay? So you've got to intersect it just a little bit. And now you can start drawing your Christmas tree. So to draw a Christmas tree, just use the line tool and you draw it out. And I'm just going to draw half of it. So I'm going to draw half of my Christmas tree. Make sure, dimension wise, don't go too far. One should be okay. I'm going to cut away some of these extra lines. Oh, I need to. All right, now I can extrude this. So I'm going to click inside there. I'm going to get the stump as well. I'm going to make a real thin tree, like maybe 0.2. And I'm going to use a symmetric again because I want it in the middle. Now I've got half the tree. Okay. I can make the other one. So here, whoever wanted the mirror tool, you ready? Mirror tool. We need to do feature mirror. We click on the feature that we want to mirror, which is extrude 4. Mirror plane is right there. We click OK. Now we've got a Christmas tree. Okay. Another thing that we could do, all right, instead of mirroring, okay, I'm going to make a sketch on here. So I'm going to show my midpoint. I'm going to draw a line down the middle. So now I have an axis. I hope this works. I'm going out on one here. All right. So I've got an axis down the middle. I'm now going to do a circular pattern. And I'm going to choose feature. And I want to extrude 4. The axis of pattern is that line that I just made. And I want 4. Let's see. Okay, apply per instance. And it's not perfect, but now I've got a Christmas tree
Try
that's
rotating,
3-dimensional.
like the rotate tool.
You could revolve it, but then it's gonna look kind of weird. I'll do it that way. So you're talking about revolve, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if I revolve it, I'll choose that. Revolve axis is here. Oh, I would have to just do the sketch. So I would have to erase this and erase this. Oh, too much. All right, so if I revolve it, I click in here, here, and here, revolve axis, it looks a little different. Not wrong, but different. Okay. All right, last thing I think on here is the loft tool. All right, so the loft tool, let's go to it. So I'm gonna make this change into a circle. So, but with the loft tool, I need another plane. So I'm gonna have to create another plane, offset from the bottom. So however far out that I want it, you gotta pay attention to dimensions. So I'm gonna start a sketch on the, ooh, I missed. Start a sketch, make sure that I'm selecting the right plane. So I want it on plane 1. And then I'm gonna make a circle to loft to. And I'm gonna show you guys 2 ways of lofting. So here goes the loft. You've got 2 profiles. So I've got the bottom of the square and then the circle, and the loft tool will go like that. Okay, now if I do a loft tool, I can also loft to a point. So I'm gonna choose the square, and then I'm gonna choose a point, and it makes like a pyramid. So I've got this like dreidel thing going on with a pine tree on the top. All right, I showed a lot. Anything else we want to see? Oh, Miles said a Ferris wheel. I would have to see a sketch of what you really want, but I think if I was making a Ferris wheel, I would make a circle the size that I want it to be. I would extrude it thin, like 0.2, and then I would cut out the parts in the middle. So I'm going to make a sketch on top, and I'm going to find my center point. So that's going to be like my outside ring. Then I'm going to draw like a quarter, like a slice of pizza kind of. And then I would extrude that out, just the middle. Nope. Remove. So I cut it all the way through. And then I would do a circular pattern of that cut. Oh, I need to do feature. Axis pattern here. Make 4 of them. I don't know why that didn't work. Apply per instance. These are the things they don't tell you. That should totally work. But if this wasn't working, if I couldn't get the circular pattern, then I would just go back and like draw in those pizza things. You can do I don't understand why that wouldn't work.
I think it's because the center point's touching.
Oh,
Like, you might have to make it shorter.
it's bossy. If I filleted this, I bet it would work. I see what you mean. Yeah, you're probably right. So if I had to fill it to it, let's see if that works now. Feature. But now I got to choose both things. So I'm going to choose the fillet and the extrude, and then the axis of pattern. There it goes. Yeah, Juan. Nice job. And Miles isn't going to get any extra help now. So now I can make I can make an offset plane off of the edge of this. So I'm going to make a plane in the middle, and then I can mirror this on that mirror plane. Now I've got two sides of the Ferris wheel. All right, I think I've covered everything. I've probably put most of you to sleep. Hopefully you guys got some stuff that you can use. Some maybe your ideas changed a little bit, but it's time to model. So start modeling.
So all the stuff we just did is saved in the Zoom recording thing, which will be posted on Canvas.
Yeah, so I won't be able to post it until after we log off, but I will send it out as an announcement.
All right, cool.
Actually, I'm going to send out the AM classes too, so that one will be posted too.